I think all the playoff moments that I've had here with the Toronto Maple Leafs and playing, there's no other city where you play late in May that is better than being part of the Toronto Maple Leafs, and you go down to the Air Canada Centre. So great memories.
Matt, how much more special is it to be inducted in Toronto?
Well, I mean, it makes it obviously very special. I think I've spent most part of my career here and playing for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and I've been in the Hall of Fame many times at different functions and looking at all the great players that are part of this. Boris Salming, many guys that I played with as well, Joe Noon, Doug Gilmour. It makes it very special, and this is a weekend that I'll never forget.
Matt, it's mid-November. It's mid-November. They're still not playing hockey. What's your take on it? How do you see both sides here?
Yeah, it's sad. I think as a former player but more importantly as a hockey fan, I think it's obviously very disappointing. You want the season to get going. I think all hockey fans deserve to have the NHL being going on. So hopefully both parties can come to the table and get a deal done as soon as possible.
What do you think it will do to the game if they actually cancel another season?
Well, I've been part of a canceled season, and I tell you, as from a player's perspective, it's really sad. And I think for the game of hockey, the National Hockey League is the driving force of the game of hockey in the world, and you need the NHL to keep building and keep growing and get stronger. So a lockout or a play stoppage the way it is right now is really hurting the game.
As we've been counting down to this week, and there are a lot of montages created about highlights and career highlights of your career and all the other players' careers. Is it weird, or does it strike an emotional chord to see the passing of time from day one to the very end in a 3-minute montage? You realize how much you've actually been a part of.
Yeah, and it's really, when you're in the middle of your career, you don't have a chance to reflect, really. The seasons and the games and the practice goes by so fast, and all of a sudden, now I've been retired for 3 years. You look back and you realize you played 18 years and you've been playing for a great organization like the Toronto Maple Leafs, and you've been part of so many great things and so much great that's come out of the game of hockey that you got to be part of. So a weekend like that, it really comes to full circle, and as I said, it's really weird that I came in as a 19-year-old. I remember my first practice with Joe Sakic, and we talked about it the other day, and now we're sitting here being inducted in the Hall of Fame. Very emotional. It's going to be a very emotional weekend.
And on that note, I know as players, when I talk to players while they're currently playing, they don't really focus on their milestones, and they like to focus more on the team game. But now that you're not playing, is it nice to be a first, first draft out of Europe as an first overall and stuff like that? Do you look back and maybe are proud of those moments?
You are, and more importantly, you finally have a chance to kind of look back and enjoy your career. So it's nice to look at the montage and all the old clips and all that, because it brings back great memories that you didn't have time to reflect on when you were playing. So it's really a great time just to enjoy, to be part of this and enjoy the career that you had.
What did it mean to accomplish milestones like 500th goal, 1,000th point, to be able to do it on home ice?
It's the same thing there. I mean, when you break into the league as a 19-year-old, you're playing against the Gretzkys and all these superstars. Your first season, you're hoping to be able to stay for 1, 2, maybe 3 seasons and be part of the National Hockey League and play it against all these greats. So when you score your 500 goal and 1,000 points, I mean, it's so far away when you start, and it's just you kind of get there eventually. But it's obviously it's tough to take in. I've been part of the game so long.
Can you look back to growing up outside Broma in that lake near your house and going out there with Patrick and your family and playing this game?
Yeah, and I told my wife coming over here on the flight, it was really a time to reflect on your whole career. You're growing up with your brothers playing hockey, start playing street hockey, and what's brought you here. And I've been fortunate to be around some great people, starting with my family that gave me a chance to play the game of hockey, but I've had great teammates, great coaches. I've had a lot of great people influencing me on the way here.
And you get to play your entire career in Canada. That had to be special.
Very special. I didn't play hockey in the U.S. At that, so I'm very proud of that too. Canada and Sweden are very similar in society, and I've been very fortunate to be in Canada.